But it was tremendous, Vidit. You solved all of this without a chessboard, and it was wonderful doing this.
Apparently in Grand Chess Tour I just have to think about my next flights and then...
Yeah, I mean the talent is already there, so all you need to do is reach the chessboard. Good luck for that.
Thanks, bye.
We are now going to the Mumbai airport through the streets of Mumbai. There's quite some traffic, and sitting beside me is Vidit. Vidit still tensed?
No, relax. I think we'll make the phone.
Okay. So hi Vidit.
Hi Sagar.
So we wanted to do something wacky out of the box, and we decided to do something thousands of feet above sea level.
Yeah. I didn't see this coming.
Do a blindfold test inside a flight going from Mumbai to Kolkata, and we are on our way right now. So are you ready for it?
No, I'm not ready. I never thought of it, but I'll attempt.
Well, it's going to be very exciting. First of all, you are mid-air. Does it affect you, like you're thinking when you are in the flight? Have you ever tried to think about chess during
I
flight?
guess we'll find out.
Okay, so the main aim is that we are going to have this is a very famous book, 100 Endgames you must know. And in that, towards the end, if we open here and we look at the contents, then we see that towards the end there is a final test. So chapter number 14. So what we are going to do is subject you to this final test from the book.
Okay.
So let's go.
Yeah, sure.
So the first position, and of course you will be doing it blindfolded.
Okay. So I cannot look at the book.
No,
yes?
you don't look at the book.
Okay.
So first one is white, king a7, pawn b6, Bombay 6, black, king h3, knight g4. And the question is white to move. What is the correct result of the game?
King h3 and knight g4.
Yeah. So just for everyone to see, we are actually in a flight over here, and we are not making our things up. This is an actual flight.
I'm wondering if king b7 is winning for white.
Okay.
Because b7 knight e5 is draw, but king b7 knight e5 then king c7, and if knight f6 king c6, so yeah, I feel that but king b7 knight e3 is there.
Yeah, and then if king c6 knight c4.
Yeah, so king b8 is a possibility, but then knight e5 is king c7, the knight f6 is a possibility. Knight f6, king c8, knight e4. So maybe it's just a draw.
Okay, so you think it's a draw? Making it very tough for you, I know that.
No, but king b7, knight e3, king a8. No, king a8. No, it just looks good. It doesn't probably work. There is king a6 after knight a3, which might be winning. King b7, knight e3, king a6. Yeah, I don't see a difference. So maybe white is winning.
Okay. So you want to play first move king b7? But what if b7?
Knight e5.
And now king b8?
Knight d3, no, knight d3, king a8. Knight d7 is king c8. Yeah, it seems simpler.
Yeah. But if king b7, I'm sure there is some defense, because b7 is the only way.
Okay, b7, knight e5, king b8. Yeah, makes much more sense. I'm doing the same thing one tempo ahead. Yeah.
Okay, let's move to the next one.
Yeah.
This one is white king g2, rook g6, black king e3, rook a1, pawn a4. So
Okay.
it's white to move. How do you hold here?
It's Vancouver position, no?
Yeah, what's your first move? Actually, this test is a synthesis of your theoretical knowledge as well as the calculation, because here there are some theoretical.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer more of the calculations. Theory, not so good.
So king g2, rook g6, king e3, rook a1, a4.
A4, right? So I think rook G4 has to be the move.
Okay, and if I play a3,
then rook. Can I give rook G3?
king e2.
Rook B3.
Yeah, and this is the Vancouver position you get it. So rook g4, important to keep the pawn under
Yeah.
check. You know, like.
Thanks to Doretsky, because just I was going to some event right now, Grand Swiss or something, and I was reading the book Tragicomedy in Endgame, and I revised my Vancouver defenses.
Wow.
So thanks
So
to
you knew it.
I mean, I'm really grateful for all the work he has done in this Endgames and all. I'm sure not only me, it has helped a lot of people in revising it.
Definitely,
Yeah.
He's helped many people. And let's go to the next
Yeah.
one. White king g7, bishop e4, pawn f7, black king e7. And the question to you is, find a square.
F8 queen.
Find a square where it is black can place his knight and it is white to move and it will be a draw. So black has to place a knight somewhere on the board, and then it's white's move. So you know, white could make a queen also, but you need to make a
And
draw.
it could be a check also.
Yes.
It could be a check. Very strange problem.
Yeah, pretty strange.
If I give knight h5 check, isn't it just a draw?
King g8,
Knight f6,
king g7,
check back, knight h5,
king g6,
king f8,
bd5.
knight f4, knight d5, no?
Ah, okay. Yeah, knight h5 or even knight e8 draws in this position. Both are draws. Okay, good. Next one. Now testing your rook endgame. White king h3, rook f3, pawn g4, black king e7 and rook a4.
Rook a4. I think
Black
this is
to
just
play.
a draw, no? Because it's the knight's pawn.
Black to move. What would you play?
I mean, the first move which comes to my mind is rook a8
Yeah, king h4.
and just checks because it's knight's pawn, so he cannot really, he doesn't have space. King h4, rook h8, king g5 check, king h5 check, and just check.
Okay, fantastic. Rook a8 is the only correct move, and because if he plays g5 to rook 8,
Can I play rook f8?
yeah, I guess you have to.
Yeah.
Rook f8 and then get your king to f7
Yeah.
and get into
Yeah.
the position. Yeah. Great work. Okay, next one is white king b3, rook h3.
B for Bombay? or-
Bombay, yeah. White king b3, rook h3, pawns a6, b4. And black king d5, Delhi 5, rook a1. Black to move. Can he draw the game? White is 2 pawns up.
The way it's phrased, rook a6 doesn't seem to be the right move.
Why is it not right?
Because the way it's phrased.
But concretely, why? What move?
I think
After
rook h5 check.
And then
And the king is cut off. Because king d4 and it's a rank cut off, which is very dangerous. So I'll
And
just
you have-
push the pawn and go.
Right, perfect.
So king c6 I have to play.
first move king c6 and then you basically get your king there and it's a draw. Fantastic. Okay, white king f4, pawn g2 h3, black king f6, pawn h7. White to move.
very important not to touch the pawns in this situation generally.
Yeah.
And very. White king f4, g2, h3, king f6, h7 or h6.
H7. And we are facing some turbulence already.
In my mind also there is now
A lot of
turbulence.
turbulence for Vidit. It's not easy to think. Yeah.
Yeah, I should put the seat belt.
Yeah, please put on the seat belt. Maybe while solving, who knows what may happen.
Okay, I have to really calculate this. Yeah, I mean,
Well, it's not very difficult. I mean, the question is whether you start with h4 or g4. I know maybe you can even start with king g4, but one of the pawn moves wins, the other does not. Which
intuitively I feel h4 is right. Intuitively, I don't know.
Yes, it's correct. h4 if let's say I go king.
I thought h4, h6, and then I was thinking what to do. Maybe g3. But then he has this stalemate trick, king g6, king h5, but it probably doesn't work. I go king e5, king f6.
But if h4, h6, king g4,
King g6.
h5,
This is winning.
king f6, king f4.
King e6. No, I think you should not play h5. I feel like h6, maybe g3, h5 is draw, opposition. So h4, h6, then g4. King e6. How is it winning?
King e4,
Yeah. King f6, king d5.
that's winning.
So g4, the trick has to be.
You mean first move g4? Yeah, if first move g4, king g6, and now if you play h4,
King f6 back.
king f6, g5, king g6, king g4, and now key move.
h5, king f4.
Yeah, but h5 just that's lost position.
King g7.
Then king h5. But
King f7. Now what else is left?
king h7. No, but if you play instead of king g7, h6.
h5 check. King g7.
g7.
g6.
This is
Yeah.
theoretical.
I don't have space now.
Yeah, this is a draw. But so the first move is h4, king g6. What analysis is given? King g4, king f6, king h5, king g7.
Sorry. Can you repeat?
h4,
Yeah.
king g6, king g4, king f6, king h5, king g7, king g5, king g8, king h6,
King h8.
king h8, h5, king g8, and now you calculate and decide g3 or g4, and in this case g3 wins.
Okay.
Okay,
Good one.
I'm going to give you an interesting one, maybe
Yeah.
your type of position. I'm sure you'll get this one pretty quickly. White king g5, pawn c3 b4, c3 b4, black king a4, pawns c4 h5. It is white to move. Can he win? C3 B4 for white, black C4 H5, king A4 and white king on G5.
I think there are some certain kinds of squares where the king has to be to win with the C pawn, I guess.
I mean, if he takes the pawn king H5, then it's a draw, yeah?
No, I'm thinking king F4 or something to lure the pawn like H4, king G4, H3 and to take here and to see if it makes a difference.
Yeah.
If
But
I bring-
anyway, king on H file would be too far from the C pawn. So you need to think somehow differently here.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's of course winning because I don't take the H pawn. I play king H4 and then he doesn't have stalemate tricks and then I bring the king. Yeah, it's winning.
Yeah.
King H4.
H4 and
yeah.
then just win the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Bishop. This one is very interesting. I liked it very much. So it's Bishop A5, King B8, Pawn B2, B2, Bombay 2, Black King A1, A6, B6, B7. Very odd position, white to play and win. So King B8, Bishop A5, B2, King A1, B6, A6, B7.
B4 is winning, yeah.
Okay, can you tell us the entire line? B4, then
BA, BA. Okay, I guess only defense is like best try is B5 or something. But it's just winning AB, A5, B7, A4, King A7, A3, Queens A2 and now you go King B6 and like always block the...
yeah, that's a nice one. So you saw it till the end. Okay, next one is white G3, F4, King F7, Bishop D3, Black King H7, BD4.
I love opposite color bishop. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it all the time in my games.
So white to move. How do you play here?
Wait, king on H6 or H7? What?
H7.
But it's a check, no? Then
Pawn F5 for black.
no, I didn't get the position. Sorry, King F7, Bishop D3.
Yeah. F4 G3.
Yeah.
Black King H7, Bishop D4 F5.
And how do I
Yeah.
play here?
What should white play?
G4, G5.
Not to take on F5, not Bishop F5.
Huh?
Why not Bishop F5?
King H6,
First.
Bishop F6. Stalemate.
Ah, yeah. Too good, too good.
I like opposite color bishop.
You studied it a lot.
No, it's easy. That's why I like it.
Well, this one I guess you must be knowing it, but if you don't know it, then the answer is not easy.
Which one?
So the position is white king a8, rook h2, black king g7, pawn g5. White to move. Have you seen this?
I might have seen it somewhere.
Yeah, it's all about calculation, but also some rules help you, yeah, in such positions.
Okay. What is the thing? King b7, king g6, king c6, king f5, king d5, king f4, rook f2, king e3, rook g2, king f4, king d4,
g4.
check, rook f2. Just winning, no?
Okay, so
Maybe
let's
I'm
say
missing the
king
defense.
b7, king f6 first move.
King c6, king e5, of course.
Maybe this variation gives you an idea of what to do.
Rook f2.
Rook f2, yes, wins. Rook f2 and just bring the king in. So
Yeah, it's good to know such things.
yeah, it's a very well-known position.
Yeah, I didn't know, sadly.
Let's look at one more. White king d3, pawn b4, black king h4, pawn f5. Black to move.
This should be solvable.
It's so tricky that even with one pawn, it's never simple.
I don't know, king h3 makes sense.
Yeah.
King e2, then king g2. King e3, then king g3.
Well, if king h3, b5,
f4.
king e4.
You go king e3, king g3, and then you push. Yeah.
There aren't many options, yeah, for you.
No, I
And the
mean the
first-
point is after f4 king e2 probably it's just lost
First move f4. Yeah, of course.
because then you put king on f1 and
Yeah, that's
it's
just
not in
losing.
time. So I have to do some king dance somehow.
If you do king g3, then
Yeah, that-
b5. Yeah.
b5. Yeah, that loses.
So king h3 looks like the only move.
King h3, b5.
Yeah.
And now I have to push the pawn. Or king
Otherwise-
g2 is just lost one tempo down. So f4, king e4. g4.
King e4, king g3, b6, f3, b7, f2, queen, king g2.
This is draw.
Yeah, and because on e4 it is outside the zone. And,
I thought with such close proximity it should be winning,
yeah,
but maybe
because
the
how
zone
do
is.
you win? Like queen g1, queen g8 check, king h1, and somehow the king cannot come in.
I didn't know the zones for
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Well, this is a tricky one. The next one, pawn a4, d4 for white, and black king on b6, and you have to find a square for the white king where it's black to move and he can draw the game. There's only one square on the board where this is a draw.
And it's what black to move.
Yeah. So you put the white king somewhere on the board that you have to tell us which square, and then black moves and the game is drawn. Pawn is on a4 and d4.
I hate such kind of problem. It doesn't make absolutely any sense to me.
Why not?
Because over the board you don't
It's
face
not,
such a
it's
problem.
not useful as a practical player.
Maybe. Find a square for the king.
Well, but you can just say a random square.
And in 64 attempts I'll be right, or 61 attempts I'll be right. That's what you mean.
No, okay, but what is your gut feeling?
First I wanted to put king on a8 or something, but that doesn't work. Then I realized the trick has to be that black will play king a5, d5, then you go back king b6, then you come king c5, king d5. So somewhere far from this, like on h1 or somewhere, like really far.
Yeah, but from h1 when
It
you
will
go
come to
king
e4.
a5,
It will come to e4, yeah.
So
So
you
maybe
need a
king
king.
on a1 or somewhere. King a5,
So how about
d5.
king a1, king a5, yeah?
d5, king b6, king b2, king c5 is a draw.
Yeah, so king on a1, only square. Okay, not very useful, but you know something interesting now. Okay, this one I'm sure you can solve very quickly. White king g8, rook h8, black king b6, pawn a6, black 2 play.
King c5.
Yes. The idea is to shoulder the white king and also to come up.
Yeah, a5, rook h5. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, and yeah, we solved so many, and it was really.
But I
not
got a
easy.
few wrong, which I don't like at all.
Yeah, but it was not easy. I mean, these puzzles are very tough. Also, you're doing it blindfold. Also, something has to do with you have never having solved positions at such a high altitude.
I think that's not the thing. It's just the type of positions, because sometimes in endgames, like for example, I need to know that white king has to be on e4 and then it's a draw, for example, in the previous ones which we solved. So I was always thinking if I can stop the pawn, but okay, if I know that king on e4 is draw, so something it has to do with theoretical knowledge of some endgames.
So how do you increase your theoretical knowledge, or maybe brush it up? How do you do it?
I guess just read this endgame
More
books and
books.
revise more often, because you don't revise it as often as the opening lines, of course.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you sometimes tend to forget. So maybe I have to repeat the endgame stuff always. Like might help. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great plan after the Grand Chess Tour, perhaps. One position.
It'll be funny if some of this endgame comes there. Then I'll be very.
Then this is worth it, yeah?
Yeah.
White king h8, knight h4.
Oh, I thought we were done, but okay. King h8, knight h4.
Well, Kolkata takes a lot of time. King h8, knight h4, black king h1, pawn h3. White to move and draw. Well, you see, these knights are very tricky always. I mean,
Yeah.
the rook pawn versus knight.
You should ask Vishy. He can write a book on tricky knight. He has a lot of games with it. Knight f5, h2, knight h4 is just a draw. Knight f5, king g2, then knight e3 check. Isn't it just a draw?
Knight e3 check. Yeah, that would be a draw, but knight f5, if I
King
play
G1.
king g1.
So I guess I have to take the longer route, maybe knight g6, king g1, and then knight e5 or something.
Yeah, knight g6, the only way to draw. Fantastic. A very tricky one. So now the last one to end this today, and I hope you're not tired.
No, it's fine. I'm having fun as well.
Yeah, great.
It's not like it's a torture.
Yeah, this is a great thing. Even if it's tough for you, you're finding it hard. I can see you. Your hair and all was very well made. Now it's completely ruffled up. You're thinking a lot, but you're enjoying it. So white king b5, pawn c4, f4 g5, black king d6, pawn c5, f7 g6 f5. And it's black to move. What do you think is the result of this game?
This is happened in a game.
Yeah, what do you think is the result?
I mean,
black to move?
okay.
Are you really enjoying yourself?
Maybe I exaggerated, but I'm not getting bored.
This is the game Andres versus De La Villa. So black is actually the author of this book.
No. I'm just calculating what happens after f6.
Yeah.
gf6, g5,
Yeah.
fg, f4.
Yeah.
So far I've not found a defense.
So it's winning for white according to you.
No,
Or
I'm
draw.
just trying to...
No, what
just
is
starting.
after FG, F4, what's your assessment of this position?
I have to calculate. I mean, I cannot
yeah, go
assess
on.
it. Yeah. So g6, king e6. I have to play. g7, king f7.
So the question is, what's the result of this game? So is it now, maybe you're winning with black, maybe it's a draw, what is according to you? Well, I would love if you calculate it loud, so F6, GF,
GF, G5, FG, F4. Now I'm just calculating G6, king E6. Okay, let's say king C5, F3. And now G7, king F7. And I don't see how white can, like king D6, F2, G8, king E7, and F1 queens.
Yeah, and
It's
you
winning.
stop the F pawn, yeah.
So, I mean, but somehow I feel that there is some trick which I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
seeing. So,
Where, but
yeah, no, it could be that after G5 I don't need to play FG.
Right.
I can play F7, king E7, king C5. Or, you know, king C5. King C5, then G4. King D4, king F7.
Travel crew, please prepare for arrival. Landing in approximately 30 minutes. Temperature on arrival is 20
we are landing in 30 minutes, so we can do this for another 30 minutes. But
So G5, F7, king E7. Okay, if I'm thinking king C5, G4, it should be winning for black. So what is the trick?
ध्यान दीजिए, मौसम खराब होने के कारण कप्तान ने कुर्सी की पेटी बांधने का संकेत ऑन कर दिया है। सभी यात्री से निवेदन है अपने स्थान पर लौट जाए, कुर्सी की पेटी बांधे रखें। May I have your attention please to the man with the captain and turn on seat belts and
I think the readers will get a headache with so much turbulence.
so F6,
Viewers, not readers.
F6, GF, G5,
F7,
F7, king E7,
Yeah.
king C5,
G4.
G4, and this looks lost for you, or
Yeah, it looks lost.
but after king D4,
King F7.
king F7, how does black win this?
I thought the king will come to C6 and then
And
it
then-
will be a draw.
But okay, you need to sacrifice your G pawn, yeah, and then I can take it, and even if you win the F pawn, it would be a
Are you sure it's a draw?
yeah, like king E3, and I'll just wait. Like you bring
King
your king
E3,
to
king
C5,
E6.
I come king D3.
Okay, king B4.
Now king D4.
Yeah. Probably.
And if you wait, perhaps then come back. But it's extremely difficult to understand this, yeah, such endgames.
Yeah, I just thought that after G4 it's winning, but okay. It's not.
Yeah.
I hope that you have looked well after all.
So with it,
You want to end on a bitter note, yeah? Okay, fine.
Well,
You have kept us on
we
time
could
and
do
kept
much
our
more,
meeting
but I
on
think what you have shown us is
Your
tremendous.
faith in us truly makes us grateful.
Can you tell us,
Thank you. I hope
you
to
know,
hear
when you
from
do
us in the
these
near future.
things, you know, there is a clear chance that you don't get the answers to such positions. Do you feel that, how do you explain that, like, you know, many people, many top players feel we don't want to do such things, we don't want to spoil our reputation or something like this, but you don't seem to care about such things.
I was going to say that maybe I don't have any reputation to spoil, but I'll stop from making bad jokes. Maybe some truth there, but okay. No, the thing is, I find it very challenging to, and for me, it's also a chance to test myself, to know where I stand. You have to face, and I feel extremely frustrated when I don't get the right things, but it also then motivates me. I'll be more successful, or like more successful at solving these things. So it's a two-part story where it's challenging and it's some kind of a motivation if I don't get it right.
So basically you take it up as a challenge, and the fear of, say, failure or this doesn't scare you from taking up challenges. Yeah, like,
I mean, it's better to fail here than in a game.
well, we wish you good luck, and we are grateful to you for always doing this. It shows what
Thank you. I have a lot of fun, and maybe when I get such endgames in the game, I'll remember this video.
Thanks a lot, Vidit. And well, guys, we are about to reach Kolkata. We are in the flight, and this was a very unique video. I hope you enjoyed it. And once again, thanks to Vidit.